What's going on, guys? I'm out here working on the shop as usual. It's freezing cold out. It's probably 6 degrees Fahrenheit right now. You can probably see my breath, maybe not. I don't have the heater on. I should, but the winter is here, and I'm building I'm not building the shop, but I'm working on the shop, and it's becoming quite evident that it gets freezing cold here in Minnesota. And for me to be able to keep this shop at around 80 degrees in the wintertime, I need to do some serious insulating, and it's a serious deal. So what I've been doing is making inserts for the windows. And maybe this is a stupid idea, maybe it's not. My dad is a plumbing and heating guy. He wanted me to completely take out the windows in general. And I was like, man, what if summertime comes and I want that window? You know what I mean? So I made these inserts, and essentially it's just a wood frame with insulation, aka foam. Nothing's fancy. It's about that thick, and I spray foam the edges around it. And now I'm going to put a piece of thin plywood over it, paint it so it looks nice to match the wall, and then put some handles on it. For when summertime comes, I want to yank it out and open the windows, quite possibly. I don't know. He didn't think that I would use the windows. It's, this is the weird thing about Minnesota. And the more I get deeper into this, the more I get worried, because it's going to be extremely, it's going to cost a lot of money. And the shop right now has this heater. It is 60,000 BTUs, but that is probably, my dad's a heating guy, so he's helping me run this all. He thinks I should get rid of this and get a home furnace, and it's a lot more higher of efficiency, etc. Right now, I'm also working on running all the drains that are going to be in here. I don't want to give too much away right now because there's a lot going on with the racking system, and I promise you updates are coming soon. But guys, today's video is a species spotlight. It is the Hillstream Loach. And this is kind of one of those oddball fish that, I saw them in a fish store the other day labeled as algae eaters. I want, that is bad advertising to new fish keepers. Maybe they're thinking they're buying an actual bottom feeder. Let's just jump right into this. All right, here is what a Hillstream Loach looks like. They're also called a butterfly loach, and there's a bunch of different types of them. The Hillstream Loach is just a common name. You could probably get a couple different variants of the genus. And I'm noticing a growth in popularity in these fish right now, and I think it's because a lot of the big chain pet stores are having these for sale again, like the PetSmart, Petco, etc. And there's some myths that should be talked about when keeping these fish, and I just want to touch base on those basic fish keeping myths, or just, the general standards that you should know when taking care of these fish. Number one, I would highly advise that you have a super established tank, because when these fish come in and they've been traveling to get to your fish store, and they're not going to be as sturdy. I hear from so many people that they buy these cute little fish that look like tadpoles, aka stingrays, they're commonly called. That also bugs the heck out of me. There's some viral videos on YouTube saying, hey, I bought a mini stingray. That's a whole other side rant. Guys, these fish, the reason they're dying is because they need an established tank. And secondly, their natural habitat is high moving waters. So you're going to want to make sure you have a decent amount of current in your tank. Nothing too serious, but a powerful hang on the back filter. They appreciate a power head. Right here, you can see the butterfly loach. Someone sent this to me, and this is at a PetSmart. They only grow a couple inches long, so get an established tank. They feed on mainly algae, but don't think that they're going to just clean up your tank entirely, because these fish, they're tiny little fish, and to be completely honest, if you're used to cichlids and such, these fish just aren't that sturdy. They really need an established tank, guys, that's been running for a long time. And if you have a planted tank, low tech preferably, they are going to just do great in there. And make sure you have some algae growth that they can feed on, and supplement some protein in there once in a while. But for the main course, or for the main, I can't speak, mainly feed them algae and try to grow it in your tank naturally. Get a light that has all of the spectrums that you need to grow plants. And your algae, if you have clear water, lots of current, and a good spectrum of lighting, you're going to grow a lot of algae, and the good type that they're going to help clean. But don't think of this fish as a aka sucker fish or a cleaner fish. It's not going to do a lot of that. It's kind of just an oddball cute fish that you can add to a like a mild-mannered community tank. All right, so let's recap and go over the core basics. These fish feed on algae. They really like an established tank. They need some algae. If you cannot grow it, supplement it with some algae wafers or some greens, some cucumbers. Try to buy them in a group, even though they're not like schooling fish. A lot of fish just do better when you buy like 5 or 6 of them. They only grow a couple inches long. So, you can probably get down to a 20-gallon tank, preferably a 20-gallon long. They're going to do a lot better in that tank. What else is there? These are pretty hardy fish once you get them into your established tank. This is like one of those oddball, weird fish. I highly suggest you don't keep them with fish that get, like cichlids aren't going to do well with these fish. Community fish like tetras, nice gouramis, live bears, fish that are not going to bother them whatsoever. You may run into problems keeping them with other bottom feeders because if they're kind of butting heads on feeding on algae, it might not be the best idea. So leave a comment. What do you think of these fish? I know this is kind of just the core basics, but that's really all I know. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up. And I don't know, guys. I'm freezing out here.